It's going.
Because we use these tape recorders anymore, right?
I don't think we own one, actually. Okay. So, well, one of my questions was, like, when you emailed my mom and stuff, you said, like, the older generation called your generation, like, a banana?
Well, first of all, I'll back up. I consider myself first generation because I'm the first one that was born here in the States. If you ask my parents' generation, they'll call me second generation because they want credit for coming here. Isn't that interesting? I say first generation, but if you ask that generation, they'll say they're first generation. So, but just to be on the same page, I'm just calling first generation the first to be actually born in the States. And so they call us, banana, or even, I guess, Twinkie is the same thing too, where you're yellow on the outside, white on the inside. So like you're Asian, you look Chinese, but on the inside you're more
like
adapted,
Americanized.
Westernized, Americanized.
Yeah. I would have never ever guessed.
But then there's also eggs out there.
Eggs?
Hard-boiled eggs, yes, where they're white on the outside, but they're more Asian on the inside. Like there's Caucasians that either they feel like they really assimilate with or can really see similar values as the Asian culture. So I met a lot of those too, which is interesting too.
Oh,
in college.
I've never ever guessed that.
Yeah, they're more Asian than I am.
Very eye-opening.
All right. Well, what made your parents want to come to America?
Well, my dad came over because his dad in China became friends with some American GIs during the war. So it was World War II. And kept in touch with them. And they always told him he should come to America. And he was always very much enamored with American culture. So for him it was, why not? So it was my grandfather actually that really wanted to come here. And so my dad was a sophomore in high school, which I think would have been the hardest time ever.
Yeah.
Come here, right?
Yeah.
You're a sophomore. That's when you came here.
Yeah, that would be like...
Not familiar with the culture or the language or anything. He just got dumped right there. So so that's how my dad came over. I know. And then my mom, on the other hand, she already graduated in Taiwan from college, and she was looking at graduate school. And she was very interested in Ohio University, which had a really good history program. It was well known overseas, I guess. So she actually came over for graduate studies.
How do you okay, I never know how to ask this question. But you have Chinese culture and American culture, how do you blend it, I guess, kind of how does it Chinese culture incorporate into your American culture, or does it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's really a conscious blending.
No, you're just you're American.
It's just who you are and choices that you make and things that you like and you want to continue. I have a family now, so I guess it's curious whether I want to still incorporate it or not. And I have fond memories of it. I don't have much that I dislike from my upbringing. But I feel like it was kind of watered down. I mean, there's some things that we do that I try to explain to my kids. Well, it's because, Chinese New Year, there's all these traditions, and I try to explain, why do you eat oranges on Chinese New Year? Why do you eat a whole fish? There's so many little details that I think somebody who was born in China or still in China are more fully appreciating it and understanding it, whereas it's what I've come to know of it as. So I tell them what I think, and it could be wrong. And then they'll pass it on to their kids.
Do you ever go back to China on a regular basis?
After I graduated college, my parents gave me a gift to go back to Taiwan for a summer. It was sort of a study program it's from ages 18 to 25. They also call it the love boat because a lot of people hook up there. Because you're done with school, you're single, right. So that's not why they sent me. They sent me because they wanted me to still appreciate my culture and to spend some time there once I was done with school. So I spent the whole summer there. I first visited with a lot of relatives, that some I hadn't met. Got to hang out where my mom grew up and things like that. So that was really special. And then I went to this program, which was amazing too, because there were people from Asians from all over the world. It wasn't just America. There were a lot from France, from Europe, and all are the same age. And we just traveled around that whole summer. It was amazing.
It was so cool.
It was really cool. It was kind of, now that I look back, it was more of a Taiwanese propaganda. But it wasn't that overt, because we weren't really listening. So. And then after that, so that was back in '92. And then after that, I worked at Motorola for 10 years, and I went back there for business a few times.
Mhm. So your parents are like traditional Chinese, like not really traditional Chinese, but like they do have hold the culture in their lives, right?
Well, my mom grew up there for the most part. She didn't come here till graduate school.
Yeah.
And she was the only one from her family that came to the States.
Yeah.
The rest of her family, she has 2 brothers and 1 sister, and they all stayed there. She's the only one that came over.
So from what you grew up with, are you still kind of doing what your parents did kind of to hold the culture up, or are you more
I feel like it's
American?
been watered down. I think they went to more, and I don't know, they're probably still around, more of the community cultural events. There were more centers, I think. There were more, when I was a girl too, I had boys. So for girls, there was a lot of Chinese dance. There was a lot of Chinese, maybe more of the traditional parts of the culture. But I think girls like that more. I don't think the boys would like it as much.
Yeah.
I do have them take Chinese.
Yeah.
So they do take Chinese, but they didn't go to the type of school that I went to. I went to one that was more traditional, where you're in a classroom 2 hours a week, memorizing, doing speech contests. That's probably more hardcore,
So
traditional.
A normal school like us, or did you
On a different day, on weekends.
Oh, so you had school 7 days.
6 days, because it was Sundays. It was for about 3 hours every Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
From when I was 8 till I was about 16.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I could do that.
So I'm not doing that to my kids.
Yeah.
They are taking Chinese, and actually it's my mom that's teaching, because she ran that school for a while. And she's also teaching, Liz Schreiber, for 2 kids.
Oh, excellent.
So they just had class today, actually. So hers is only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Luckily.
That's funny.
You done?
I think so.
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.